Well, we're going to continue my series on safety. We've talked about things that you can do to prevent the act from being in danger, and those are the most important things of all. But now let's talk about you're out in the woods and danger comes upon you, and it can, or you're in town, or suburbs, or a campground, or wherever you are. Today we're going to look at weapons of self-defense. Weapons that you will use, potentially, conceivably use, to defend yourself. We'll start with, and actually all we're going to use today are pepper spray. These three products are bear spray, and this is a product by Kimber called Pepper Blaster 2. It is self-defense against humans, and so therefore this is illegal in quite a few states, the Kimber pepper spray, pepper gun. You know, it's designed to fit in my hand, and it comes, and you can easily put it in, just put it in your pocket, and no one will see it. It's almost non-existent in there. It weighs very little. You probably can't see it, but it has got a little push out, and you got to push it out because now it can't be fired. There's this push out right here in this white thing, and in an emergency you've got to think to push that out. It's also pepper spray. It's not mace, it's pepper spray, and it's supposed to be under very high power. Both Kimber and other people make little holsters, so you can have it on a little holster here, and inside the band holster. Now, other things I have out are a flashlight, a really strong flashlight that does this. Is that going? And this can be very blinding. The flashing LED, and this is super bright. It's daytime, obviously. You're not impressed with what it looks like right now. It's 1,000 lumens. It's and of course, it's also heavy. And so you can legitimately carry this around saying, I just need a flashlight. And you can really whack someone in the head or face with this. You whack somebody in the nose with one of these things, and my goodness, they're in pain. Your greatest danger out in the woods is going to be feral dogs. Because feral dogs will actually attack with intent to harm humans. They will search out humans and your pets too, your dogs if you have them with you. And so feral dogs is really one of the greatest dangers you will ever really face. So these are all great weapons against feral dogs. The bear spray obviously is the best weapon against bears. And then of course, you know, just carrying a knife in your pocket on your belt. Again, a feral dog comes at you, you get that knife out in your hand, and he's coming. How's the dog coming at you? Face first, mouth open. You get this thing up in his mouth and you're good to go. He's going to bite down on it. His weight's going to land on it. You're going to shove this thing right up into his brain. Odds are. This is a remarkably good weapon, and you just slash at his eyes. Same with a bear. Bear's going to do the same thing. If you don't have anything else and you got a good knife, you get that knife out, and when he's just on you, you just have it up and ready. And when he comes down, you get it in his mouth. He'll shut his mouth down on it, and you get it in there, and you work it as hard as you can. That bear's not going to like that. He might decide that it's just not worth it eating you. Or, on the other hand, you can get it out and go after his eyes. Now, you're going to get pinned real heavy by a 3 to 500, 1,000-pound bear, and so you're not going to have much chance. But it's better than nothing. You fought back. And I think that's a good thing. Fighting a human with a knife, you know, humans don't die easy, and they're smart enough to see a knife and not come at you with a knife. A bear will come after you. A dog will come, a feral dog, a coyote. Coyotes will almost never attack humans, but it is wildly conceivable it could happen. But a human's smart enough to know this is a knife. He just needs to stay out of your range. Fighting another human being with an edged weapon, it looks great in the movies. It's really impossible. It's nearly impossible. This is one of the best because you can prevent. First is prevention, only because you're blinding them. Really, it's very blinding. This is a very bright flashlight, and with this on that, it's very blinding. I know it is. And beyond that, you can just club them good. Actually, this video we're just talking about bear spray. We're going to shoot the bear spray off, but I just want to real quickly go over weapons of self-defense. We'll talk about other things. We'll have a video on air horns and whistles. I think those are really a good choice, but that will be a whole separate video. Don't write it and say, oh, Bob, you didn't talk about whistles. We'll talk about whistles and air horns on another very good choice. We can only do so much in a video. So today we're actually going to fire these. I lived in Alaska for over 45 years. I have spent hundreds and thousands of hours in the backcountry, bear country. I've seen dozens, hundreds of bears in the backcountry in my life. I've been much closer to bears than I want to be in the Sierras. That's where I've actually been the closest to bears, is in the Sierras. I know bears. I've studied the issue of bear spray versus guns. I do not recommend a gun for bears. It's a poor choice. Bear spray is the choice. It's the one you want to make. It's the one that the Alaska Department of Fish and Game recommends, and I'm not going to cover all that in this video. Maybe I'll do a whole separate video on bears, safety and bears, because that's one that you're all terrified of. Now, a really big issue is how do you carry them? When the stuff goes down, or when the stuff hits the fan, it's flying fast. Fast and furious. It's incomprehensible to us how fast a bear is. The camera is probably 15 feet from me, and the bear can cover that so quickly that by the time if I've got a gun in my pocket and I see the bear and it starts towards me, before I can get my hand here, the bear is on me. They're that fast. That's the main problem with guns. You can't deploy it. It's heavy, it's awkward, you'll set it down, then the bear will show up. It's an absolute guarantee. The moment you get tired of carrying your gun around, you set it down, that's when the bear is going to show up. You put the gun down, you go to the creek to get some water, that's when you'll see the bear. Many charges from brown bears and grizzlies are false charges. They're bluffs. It just wants to scare you away from its young. It will bluff charge, and if you get out and fire off a round that only wounds it, it's not going to kill it. You're not carrying a gun around that's going to kill a bear with one shot. Or even a rifle. You get it out, you wound it, you make it angry, then you're dying. You've escalated it from a bluff, which is very frequent. Browns and grizzlies very frequently bluff. Or even if a black is just pushing, and you pull it out and wound it, then it's on. Then it's either it's going to kill you or it's going to die, and so you've escalated. So that's the big issue, is the time it takes. You can't deploy a gun. You got a gun, you're carrying a shotgun, and this is a shotgun with slugs is a great weapon against bears. You got it on your sling. You got to get it off, get it around, get it pumped, fire. Never going to happen. There's not time for that. What's going to happen 99% of the time is that you're going to finally get it up to here, it's going to land, and it's on top of you. And the gun is crushing you on your chest, keeping you from breathing. You're going to suffocate. Even if the bear never bites you, you're going to suffocate because you can't breathe. You got a gun across your chest and a 300 to 500, 1,000-pound bear on top of that. Poor choices. I don't recommend guns for bears. I don't really recommend guns for much of anything, and I'll tell you a situation later in another video about when I do recommend guns. So here is what I do recommend. This is called UDAP, Ursa Defense Aerosol Propellant. That's the name of the company. On the picture on every one of their bottles of theirs is a picture of the president and owner of the company being mauled by a bear. This guy was mauled by a bear, and then afterwards he started this company because he wanted to help other people from being mauled from bears. I love the UDAP products. This is what I love most of all. I recommend that you buy a UDAP product with the chest harness. So this goes in here. It's got a little strap that goes across and keeps it from coming out. Mine's very old. Now bear spray gets old, and that's why I'm more than willing to shoot these off, is because they're old and I'm going to buy new. So I'm just going to shoot them off and demonstrate a video to you of how to use them. See here where this is? Worst comes to worse. Okay, you got to pull these off. I'm ready to shoot. That fast. I'm ready to shoot. You cannot deploy a weapon any faster than that. I can now get this thing away from my face, look away, and see it well enough to fire. It weighs nothing. I will put this on and wear it around where I'm not carrying around a 4-pound Ruger 44 Magnum. I'm just not. I've done it. I've walked all over Alaska with a 44 Magnum on my side, and I'm telling you, you're going to get really tired of that. I've walked my first long hike in Alaska was 5 days. up and down mountains, across wild rivers, wild country. This was back in the 70s. I was just a young man. The backpacking craze had just started in the 70s. And I carried the only rifle I owned, which was a Browning 30-06 with a scope. So up these mountains, 5 days, I lugged around a Browning 30-06 with a scope. And I'm telling you, I'll never do anything that stupid again. I'll grab this, throw it on, and it's like it's not there. But it's always ready to go. Just like that. I'm ready to go against a human, against a bear, against a feral dog, against anything. It's instantly mountain lion. I've stood face to face with mountain lions. And boy, I didn't have this on because I hadn't expected them. And boy, I wish I had, because this is going to make the difference between lion and deaf. And it's right here. Instant deployment. Instant deployment. It's ready to fire. I did take this off. Let me put this back on. And these things are a little bit of a pain to put on, because you don't want to fire it accidentally while you're walking around. So it has this little thing. We'll show you. Oops, there we go. That's how it's supposed to be done. So there it's on. It's not coming off. And it's off. I don't use this, I don't play with this enough to know that. See how fast that was? So I'm down, I'm walking along, there's the bear. Boom, that's off, I'm firing. I can deploy this in time to save my life. You'll never deploy anything else. You're carrying a shotgun with a safety, you're not getting that thing up, safety off, pumped, ready to go. Not gonna happen. We set it to target. It's just a towel. It's an old towel. I'm going to throw it away. We got a little bit of a breeze. I'm going to kick some dust so you'll see there's a breeze. And you can see where it goes. And that's 14. So this is 30 feet. And that's what they're saying we should get out of them, 30 feet. So here we go. And I'm going to try first my method here and see if I can blast myself with pepper spray. Here we go. Well, none of it got anywhere. It's that breeze did it in, didn't it? Let's get a lot closer and see if we can make it work. So now I'm at 16 feet. There's very little left in this. I think they say you get 4-second blast, and I think I went at least 2 or 3 or more. So there's very little left in this. We'll see. No, there was nothing left, so that was no good. Okay. Well, that was a total failure. If had I been depending on that, I would not have, might have been dead, wouldn't I? So this is a protection so it doesn't go off accidentally. And so you lift and pop it off. Okay, so that's how you do that. I'll get a lot closer. So that went well. So how about here? It hit it, but not much. It was pretty weak. Had it been a dog or the bear running into it, it would have run into the fog. All right, let's try the little tiny one. This one's only 6.3 ounces. It's awfully orange. You can see where I had it turned over. The towel got quite a lot of pepper. So I'm going to try this one pretty close. Same thing, you lift and you pop it back. You want to practice these things. So now I'll be much better prepared if I ever have to use one. Oh, the wind changed on us.
Damn it, Bob!
Well, I didn't get. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh, man. That was potent.
Whoa. And I've got glasses on. Well, it's not that bad. It burns. I got to keep my eyes closed. The stuff works. There's no doubt about that. Anyone that says it doesn't work is wrong. I can assure you that it does. I'm not attacking or hurting anyone right now.
Okay, I can't see, so...
Yeah, I got to keep my eyes closed. I just hope I'm standing here in the camera. Well, folks, I'm suffering for my art. No one can say I don't care about you. Boy, my face is just burning.
Bob, you need to put some water on that. I'm just going to stop this.
Oh, no, leave it on.
Okay.
Okay, let's try that again.
Okay.
It's just it startles me.
Try not to get it in your nose. Is that feeling better?
No, I can't open my eyes yet.
My
Here.
eyes are still burning too. Good times.
Good times. Yes, good times.
Can I just do a slow clap here?
Well, my face still burns. Not
Here's
as
like
bad. Okay.
So you want to just on your face?
Yeah.
And you rub your face?
I'd like to do it.
Okay.
And it's
So
front nozzle.
that's the front. So push that and it's going to spray. Yep.
Tried to open my eyes into it. I did.
Yeah.
That should help a lot. This thing works really well.
I know. I love it. People, you need one of these.
Yeah, I can. If you're ever stupid enough to let me. That worked well. That really helped my eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, here. All right. Well, I can almost see now. Well, there you have it, folks. I'm disappointed by how far it throws. It's got to be pretty close. And it is definitely a fog, and even a slight breeze will blow it back in your face. I didn't get a full blast. I got just the blowback from some wind, and I can still just barely keep one eye open. And my face burns, and my nose burns. It's very unpleasant. I don't think any permanent harm is done, and that's what they say. No permanent harm is done. Both eyes are open. My face really burns. So, okay, I don't know what we learned here. We learned that it definitely works. It's debilitating. You're not, whatever you shoot with, it's going to work. It doesn't shoot very far. I'd say no more than 15 feet is what I would count on. With a bear, you're thinking it's going to run into it, so you fire it, and the bear's going to run into it. Man, had we been shooting into the wind, I couldn't have shot anything because I'd have gotten hit by the first blast. So that really is a valid concern, that if you shoot into the wind at all, or there's a wind at all, that you can't do anything. Now, what we have not shot is this. Dare we do it?
The wind's blowing that way right now, so...
Now this says it's only 13 feet. Well, if I'm here, I might as well go all out. Let's go all out. This is the Kimber Pepper Blaster 2, and we're going to try it. And I'm going to keep my face turned away. Oh. So, it's much more of a, it's not a spray. I think I would really like that. No one can say I don't care about you folks. I'm putting myself on the line for you. I hope you learned something here. We're all going to have to take our own lessons away from this. So, thanks much for watching. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you later.